Hey there students, I want to show you how to create a mind map, be it vocabulary or chapter mind map today. So I'm going to use the program PowerPoint. This can be done in Microsoft Word. It's essentially the same steps as far as kind of the parts that I'm going to be using of the program. So let me pull up. Let me go ahead and open up a Word, and I'll show you also there along with PowerPoint. So I'm going to just do a blank presentation. You can choose any background, honestly, that you want, but a plain one works best. I'm going to close this stuff out. I'm going to delete it, so I'm going to click on it and just cut. You can also use the delete key on your keyboard. Okay, so now I have a plain page, blank, totally blank. What I'm going to do is go up here to Insert, and I want to use SmartArt, okay, because that helps us create graphics. So quickly, let me just flip over to Word, got a blank document. You can set your settings however you want. Depending on what you're doing, you may want to change the layout to a landscape orientation. It would probably work a little bit better for this. Under Insert, just like PowerPoint, you have the option for SmartArt. To insert graphics. So it's the same either program that you use. The steps and everything look the same after this point. So I'm going to close out of Word because I prefer to use PowerPoint for this. But totally up to you, okay? If use whichever one you want. So I'm going to click on SmartArt, and I get all these really awesome options here. You can scroll down through here, there's tons of different ones. But what I'm looking for is, and let me show you real quick. Let me find a marker here. And a piece of paper. I should have had this done already, prepared for you. Hopefully you've already watched the other videos that tell you kind of a little bit about what what a word map is, sketching it out. But basically you have a term or topic. Change this to where you can see me a little bit better right now. To where you have a term or topic in the middle. And then you branch out with information about it. Okay? I don't know what your information is. It could be a variety of things, but I've got 4 bubbles here. You could have less, you could have more. Okay? And then if you wanted to expand further on this, if it's very detailed information, which you would be doing later on, like with a chapter mind map, you might want to branch out from those topics even. Kind of like that. You would have additional information with it. Okay? So that's kind of what a mind map is, and that's what you guys will need to create for this vocabulary assignment, or you'll be using flashcards, whichever one. If you choose to do the mind map, that's what this is about. Oh, sorry. Okay, so quickly, let me switch back to where I'm in the bottom corner. Y'all don't need to see all of me. So you have tons of these graphics, okay? The ones that I am interested in is either the cycle or the hierarchy. For your vocabulary terms, a cycle does good. Either one of these work really well, or this one right here. So you got the bubbles. Those 3 work really well for this. Or under hierarchy, I suggest just using this one. It works the best. Okay. So now we have that. I am going to use this one, the hierarchy one here, the horizontal one. So I'm going to choose it and click OK. And if you notice, I have this really big box now. I've got this type your text here box. Notice how that's indented. Okay. Your first dot closest to the left side here is where you would put your term. Or topic later. Can't even spell topic. Topic later on. Okay. Notice how you've got this next box. When I click on that dot, the one that's tabbed over one time, it moves to this box right here. If I click down here on this one that's moved over, it's this box. Tab over again, and you move out. Okay, so that's how you get your boxes, by tabbing over. So some of the things that you might want to do for your term for vocabulary is, of course, the definition. I'm going to delete these others out so you can see what I'm talking about. Oops. Notice how I take them out, and now I've only got one box, okay? So I want to do like the definition. You might also want to do an example of the word. Use term in sentence. Okay. Maybe you have multiple examples. Maybe your term is a term that can be used in different ways. So maybe you want to have two boxes come from examples. So what you would do is after the word example, hit enter. Notice how it creates another box. We don't need another box. We need our boxes out from examples. So if you hit the tab key on your keyboard, it creates a box. Okay. So I'm just going to put example 1. Hit enter. Notice that it created another box out there. That's going to be example 2. Okay. Hit enter again. I don't need that third box. Okay. So what you can do is you can either hit backspace. Notice how it creates a box here in the center. We don't need one there either. We can hit backspace again. Now we got a box over here that we don't need. Okay. That did move our use term in sentence box back, like that's a main term. All you do on that one is just hit tab. Okay, so tab and backspacing are your friend on this. That's how you create or move around your boxes. Okay. If you're doing this for a topic, like later on we're going to use mind maps for chapters, you can do things like, let's say it's a person, you might want to put when they lived here instead of definition. You might want to put their date of births. You might want to put what they were famous for, what they did. If you're talking about like, I don't know, let's say you're talking about writing an essay. You would put your topic here, and then instead of definition, examples, and use term in a sentence. Let's just do that. Out from your topic, you have, let's say you're writing an essay, and you have to have 3 reasons that you believe a certain way. Maybe it's an argument. Reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. Okay. Then what you want to go back is, well, what backs up that reason? Hit enter, tabbed over, support, or example for that reason. Okay. Arrow down, enter tab, support, example for reason 2. Maybe you have a couple of different examples here. Okay. Maybe you have some statistics for this one. Probably help if I spelled statistics right. Okay. You know, maybe you want to also put in like your conclusion and your thesis. Maybe you want to really plot out your essay this way. But that's kind of how you do this. If you use this over here, that's how you create your boxes. Tab, delete, just move them around. Once you're done, or if you need more room, I suggest taking and dragging your box to just the outside corners of your page. Don't go beyond it, because if you do go beyond it, it will not show on the slide. So when you save it and send it to me, I will not be able to see it all. Okay. You can move your boxes around where you need them. Okay. Move your thesis over here, your conclusion back this way to give yourself more room. Move reason 1 up here. It's support. Reason 2. So you can kind of order it how you want. If you want to change colors and stuff, you can do that up here also. I do not mind one bit if you change the colors on this stuff. Just make sure that I can read it. I personally prefer just the ones that are just the black outline, but that's totally up to you. You can also change what your boxes even look like. Okay. Again, it's up to you. Just make sure it's readable. I don't care one way really or the other. Just make sure that it's readable. Okay. Once you're done with this, you would just upload it. Okay. You will be doing 20 terms, so you'll have to do 20 different slides. So when it comes time to making a new slide, you've got this term done. You just go over here to New Slide. If you click on the words New Slide, you have the option to do a blank one, and that way you're not always deleting off those text boxes. Okay, so you'll have 20 of them down through here. Save it, submit it in Blackboard. Okay, if you guys have any questions, do let me know before the due date. Do not wait until the last minute to shoot me an email and say, hey, I don't understand what you want me to do. Ask beforehand.